Hi y'all, today I'm going to be reviewing that new Keurig that you've been hearing about. It's the Keurig 2.0. It's the one that has a carafe. I'm going to walk you through some of the cool things it does and also discuss with you some of the not so cool things about it. Let me go ahead and say that I actually received the Keurig 2.0 for free through Influencer. So I did get this for free in order to test and review it. Now, my particular Keurig came with a 4-pack of the special ginormous cups for the carafe, and they also threw in a box of 8. Let's talk about this real quick. If you want to brew a carafe full, you cannot use anything but the special large cups that are designed to be used with the carafe. Now, here's the thing. There are only 8 of these in the standard box. These retail for $13.99. If you have your Keurig registered with Keurig.com, then you'll actually get these for about $12.59 currently. So 8 times for, just a little less than 13 bucks. Another thing about the Keurig that is not so great in my opinion, these little babies that you could use with all the other Keurigs, refillable, buy whatever coffee that you like, buy it at a cheaper price because you're buying it in the bag in bulk, and then you fill your little cup and pop it in. These don't work with the new Keurig. With the new Keurig, there's a DMR reader inside the Keurig, and it will only let you use Keurig cups that actually have the Keurig name, which means that Green Mountain Coffee either makes it or the company that makes it pays a licensing fee to them to have the Keurig symbol, and therefore the Keurig permission, and therefore the ability to even be brewed at all in the new Keurig 2.0. So the off brands that are floating around out there, you won't be able to use these with the new Keurig either. So they're kind of reining in the market with this maker so that you have to use their stuff. Now I'm going to show you some of the cool things about the Keurig. So here's the Keurig 2.0 up close. You'll notice that the screen is very different. Some of the interesting things about it is that it is touch screen. You can still set your clock. It has different languages. You can choose English, Spanish, or French. It has auto on and off. The lighting, let me show you the lighting. You can change your reservoir light to white, which looks like that. Kind of looks blue. Green. Now it's green. Blue. Or red. So just a little bit of coolness there. And there's a night light timer that you can choose to use if you would like to. You can program your water filter reminder. Restore factory settings really easily if you want to. And I'm just going to show you that on the display you can choose digital or analog, and wallpaper. This is a new aspect. It's kind of hard for you to see here, but there are different choices for the wallpaper. So if you choose one, I'll go with, let's see, red. You hit save, go back out of the menu, preheating. Now it's in red, and I have a red light to match it. Okay, a couple of things. It still has the tray at the bottom like the other one that'll hold, I think it's up to 8 ounces, so if it overflows you're covered, you're okay. But with this particular one, you are not going to fit a Tervis cup in here without taking this off. So it's going to have to be like this. If you want to use the carafe that came with it and brew a carafe cup, you'll notice it's got a lip right here. That actually has to plug into there for it to actually work. It will not work unless you do it that way. The reservoir itself is actually larger now. I think that it holds 80 ounces, so you don't have to refill as often. You can take and remove the entire thing, or you can just open and pour in. I always just remove the entire thing, take it to the sink, and refill it. A couple of things that it has now that it didn't have before, or maybe it's just a little bit different. There is this little H, and that is for hot water. So if you do that, lift the handle, make sure there's not a pack, or remove it if there is, lower it, put your cup in place, and this button is flashing. You can press it down, and that's all it's going to do. There's like virtually nothing in there. You have to, if you want hot water, you have to actually sit here and hold this button down, and it'll only dispense up to 6 ounces of hot water. It will not dispense more than that at one time. And I don't know if my Keurig is just off a little bit or what, but the majority of the time, even with me pressing that button and holding it, it won't dispense 6 actual ounces of water. So it's annoying if you want to brew some tea or something by making some hot water and then putting your tea bag in, or make some cocoa, that you have to sit here and actually do the hot water thing at least twice almost every time in order to get a mug of hot water at a decent level. So let me show you the inside of this. The way this works is that these actually move. They kind of stretch out to accommodate those new carafe packs that are larger. I'll just show you one again really quick. See how much larger they are? That is the carafe pack compared to a K-cup. And it is a hard plastic. It's got to have the Keurig symbol on there. Whoop. It's got to have the Keurig symbol on there. And this just kind of stretches out to accommodate these large packs. I'm really not happy about the situation with these. We like a really dark coffee. My husband likes a really dark coffee. The only bold dark roast they have right now is the French roast. That's it. In these carafe packs, they only have the French roast. And when I checked this morning, they were all out of stock. So we couldn't even use these right now because they don't have the kind we need. I'm currently loving the Jamaica Me Crazy Wolfgang Puck coffee. So that's what I've been brewing. But I want to show you something. With my previous brewer, I had a problem with it getting clogged up. And they don't tell you this in any of the material that comes with your Keurig. But the lady that I spoke with at their customer service, she said, notice how some of these packets seem to be puffed out. Like if you compare this with that one's puffed out, that one's not. She said that some of these they have air pressure built up inside. And when you put that in and you lower this down, it punctures the cup, and the grains, the coffee grains that are in there will and shoot up into the upper needle up here, and that causes clogging. So she told me that I should always put the coffee thing in and press it down manually with my hand before I actually lower the Keurig. So keep that in mind if you have a Keurig of any type, that you should manually press the coffee pod in first all the way before you lower it down. Okay, so to recap, here are the things that I like. I like the touch screen. I like that there's wallpaper. I like that there's a lighted reservoir that you can change the lights on. I like that the reservoir holds 80 ounces of water and you don't have to refill it as often. I do like that you have the carafe option. My husband likes to take a thermos of coffee with him, so he could, use the carafe, brew a whole carafe full and pour it in his thermos instead of doing 1 cup at a time, which is totally annoying. Here's what I don't like. I don't like that you paid like $13 for 8 of these cups and that they are so hard to find and that there's not a very good selection currently. I do not like that you can no longer use the refillable cups. That sucks. And I don't like that when you're trying to use the hot water by itself that you do not get a consistent amount of water and that you have to hold the stupid button down the entire time, and you usually have to do it twice. So it's up to you to decide whether the new Keurig 2.0 is worth it or not. I know, as for me, I wish I still had my older Keurig. Alright, until next time, live beautifully.